Scott, Saturday night's game didn't go to plan, obviously. From your point of view, what went wrong especially after the first four games were quite impressive?
Look, Fremantle are a quality team to play against. They have won a number of national championships over the years, and they have a very good structure in place. For us, it was a bit disappointing. It was going to be a bit of a measuring stick for us, and we've got a very hard road trip coming up next week. And there were some basic things there that we should have done, but we didn't do well.
Obviously, they're probably the best team you've played so far, but was there areas where you just didn't play the way you wanted to play either? Did that contribute to the end result?
Yeah, there were. Probably our movement in attack wasn't as consistent as I would have liked. Fremantle are a very strong counter-attacking team, and you've got to try when you play against a side like that to try and upset their rhythm in defence, so they can't get set and launch on the change of possession or turnover.
Having said that, how much better were they than the first couple of teams you played on in Adelaide and Melbourne?
Well, they're certainly a lot stronger. They'll certainly be one of the top six finals teams, I think. Also having one of their Olympians from Rio back from Italy, Zoe, certainly strengthened their resolve and made it more difficult for us.
You haven't got some of the experienced players like you talked about a couple of weeks ago who you were hoping for. Was that a good learning curve for maybe some of the younger girls to experience playing against a quality side, and hopefully they get better from that?
Yeah, it was, but and at the end of the day, we've had a few chats about it, and they were certainly not happy with their performance. They've worked really hard to get where they are at the moment, and there's still a long way to go, but there are really good signs there. There were some very good positives that we could take out of that game. It wasn't all just negatives.
Physically, everything right to go now for the road trip?
We still have one or two little injuries and sickness, but that's just part of teams, and at this stage, yeah, well, we're ready to go, yeah.
It's a tough trip, 6 games in 6 days when you head over to Sydney. What are your thoughts on it as you get ready to take off?
Look, it's a real challenge. Probably when you go to Sydney, I might have mentioned last time that you're playing probably maybe 4 of the top 8 or 6 of the top 8 teams in the country, more the top end, because the water polo is so strong on the east coast of New South Wales because of the population base and all that sort of thing. But yeah, it's not an easy thing to do. It's how we manage ourselves from an injury and recovery process point of view. Mentally and emotionally, there's going to be some very big challenges, and a lot of the younger players are going to learn very much about themselves over this next week.
First game, I think, against Drummoyne on the Tuesday. How important is it to get off to a good start when you've got a week ahead like that?
It's very important. Winning, it's amazing what winning can do. It gives you self-belief, and we had that in spades after our road trip. We've taken a little bit of a dent in our pride, and I think the girls are very keen to have a big crack.
6 wins would be ideal, obviously. If you were sitting here, though, in 2 weeks' time, what would you realistically be happy to come back with, knowing that you play at home for the rest of the season after that?
Look, if we could, 6 wins would be great, but I don't think there's ever been too many teams that have done that in the history of the National League. For us, winning any game and by 1 goal, or any game by 10 goals, is a bonus. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but at the end of the day, you've got to try and win the games you know you can win. Yeah.
As a new coach and with some new players, I'm sure it's a chance to spend a week away and do some team bonding and really come together as a group as well.
Yeah, we came together pretty close on the last road trip. A lot of the younger girls have sort of come through the club, and they know the majority of the older ones, but the step up has been probably a bit of a learning curve for them. But yeah, we're pretty keen on the old bonding. They're working well together at the moment, and that's just the biggest issues any team can have is their communication in and out of the pool.
All right, Scott, good luck.
Okay.